Okay, so now with part three of the intro, I'm going to take you into the week by week, the week one intro. So in here, what you'll find, and I'll go through this as quickly as I can. I promise you, after the intro, things will get shorter because each week you'll have a weekly intro with me, basically talking to you about each chapter. Um, but this one will be the last one. So here it talks about basically why we study political science and lays out sort of the philosophy behind the class. Talks about our learning objectives for the class. And at the bottom of this, as you get through each one, it's necessary you understand you can't skip ahead. You have to hit the next button and the next one. And this one is just a bio about me, just if you want to know if you want to know what kind of my background, where I come from, what I do. I'm from San Diego. Played football, went to UCLA, played football, had a lot of knee surgeries, and I was a linebacker. So yeah, I'm a big guy. Um, but I'm a Middle East specialist. I did my doctoral work at UCLA as well. I've taught at UCSD and SDSU and UCLA, and I've taught at Oxford over the years in the summertime when I have availability, which is an amazing experience. As well as several community colleges. Um, I've been around the world a lot of times and I've seen a lot of things, and so hopefully I'll be able to impart some of that. And hopefully, even if I don't see you throughout the winter session, if you're around in the spring, please don't hesitate to drop in and say hello. I would love to get a chance to meet some of you. That's the only thing that sucks about being online is that it's like virtual world, so you don't get to know your students as well this way. But don't hesitate to come and see me or come and stop in. Here I just try to put in some videos so you get a chance to see some of the work I've done. The first one's kind of like a very casual video with me and a good friend of mine, Craig Sewing, who does a program called The American Dream. I put it in because it kind of gives you sort of a really sort of human face of kind of me in that one. And several of the news segments I do because I do political news on multiple news networks here in San Diego. I have for many years, particularly Fox 5, which, by the way, is not part of National Fox News. It's its own independent agency. Uh, and so it's not the hardline conservative. It's more of an independent news source. So anyhow, just to give you an idea of what I want to do. So what I do and give you a real face to a person. Again, once you get to the bottom of it, you can click next. You don't have to watch all that stuff. If you want to look and learn a little bit, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. Uh, Again, here's the information about the textbook. Then after that, you click next. And then here's the American Government Study Site. So what I put in here, it has like a layout for an action plan, learning objectives, practice quizzes. There are e-cards in here. There's other media, multimedia, and other journal articles in case you want to sort of build your base outside of the course requirements. But all you have to do is up at the top, you just click on this little link right here, or you can even click here. I think I have it set up to click here. No, I don't have it set up. Sorry about that. You just click right here. It takes you to the site, which is open access. And in here, for every chapter, they have laid out for you. They have a learning objectives, the quiz, the flashcards. So you can go in here, for example, if you want to take a practice quiz, there's like 10 questions. You can go in here and you just hit start. And nobody sees it but you. You don't get graded on it. So you just go through the system here and be able to kind of zoom through it. Okay. And there's 10 questions. You can go through it over and over again till it's in your head if you want. But they have that available for each of the chapters. Uh, So this is the study site again, and each chapter does the exact same thing. So again, they're just there to help you. And then the flashcards that are here, again, are just that. So basically, if you want to know like amendment process, you turn it over, it gives you the answer. Then you go into the next one, and if you don't know them, go back and practice what is a bicameral legislature. You know, bi means two, so two chambers, obviously. So this is some of the things that are there to kind of help you as you need them. Some of you may need them more than others. That's okay. It just depends on what your needs are and what your strengths are. So everybody's different. Okay. So next from there, we go here the course roadmap, which again just tells you what the semester looks like. The winter session is only a month long, so it just kind of walks you through point by point the things that are required for the semester in terms of weekly. Okay, the readings and things like that. Okay. Then you click on next. And again, next, that takes us to the syllabus. And again, the syllabus is laid out. We already went through it once before, so I'm not going to go through the details, but please do look through it because you are responsible for what's in it. Okay? All right, so let me scroll down here, get to the bottom. Again, you click next. And here's the academic calendar for the 2019-2020. So if you go into where we are now, you would just go to, like, for example, here's January. It tells you what's going on in January. So even though we're online, and yes, there is a holiday, Martin Luther King, the reality is you're online, so you basically work as you need, based in that context. Okay. All right. So let me continue on. Your weekly to-do list. So this tells you what to do by certain dates. And I need to check that date on that. This is well, that date is not the 6th, so I have to change that date. So I will, actually, let me double check it now. I think that might be right. I think it is the 12th, actually. I think that date is correct. I mean, my handy dandy phone, and I will look and verify. Yes, it is correct. So no, that's right. So never mind. So there's things you have to have ready, but during the first week, you want to have some things done, get started. I usually don't have a lot going on. I just want you to get situated and start responding to the basic stuff that you need to know, particularly the getting to know each other post, because I'm looking to see who's in the class and who's not, because I have people trying to crash the class. And if I see that in the first week you haven't dropped it, that you haven't responded to anything in the basic stuff that's open at the very beginning, then I'm going to probably drop you from the class, unless there's some compelling reason why you didn't do it in the first week. The first time is just kind of like howdy doody. This talks about, again, for online learning. There's some things in here to show introduction to online learning for students who are new to it. Some things for getting ready for technology. This is for people who really haven't had any background in Canvas. So this will help you kind of get things going and help you build a base of understanding about the online world. Okay. This is our getting to know our classroom. So this is kind of a Canvas overview that you can click into and sort of walk through. It's really helpful. These are, again, Canvas tutorials that help you with Canvas. So I highly recommend you take a look at those for those of you who are new to Canvas. This talks about student support, so various student support services for working in Canvas. Here's my phone number. If you need help with that, there's also like the net tutor. We have net tutoring available to you. So there's lots of different access points for you to get support to help you navigate the class. The time commitment here, okay, this is like the traditional model. Everybody's different. So even though it lays out in here what the hour requirement typically is, everybody's different. So you have to figure out what works for you. If I said that everybody has to do this, I'd be lying to my teeth. So it just depends on your abilities, and how much time you need to be able to spend in order to get the grade that you decide that you want for the class. Okay. Contacting me. This is how you contact me, of course. So that's just my information. If you need to reach out. Okay. See if I can speed up here a little bit, just because I don't want to inundate you. Of course, we talked about attendance and participation, which again has to do with, there is no attendance requirement, but it just has to do with being online and getting your stuff done, making sure you know what to do when. Because I'm not a big babysitter of people. So you're an adult. I want you to act like an adult. This is just about the discussions, talks about the discussions, and then kind of what you need to be thinking about, then how many responses you need to do, things like that. So those are really important as well. So make sure you go through that carefully. This you need to make sure you know well, okay? Discussions are really critically important to your success in the class. Okay? All right. And then we get to the first requirement, which is the getting to know each other. And this is basically just a real simple, you can see here communication with your other classmates, like, and ask some basic questions. Why are you taking the class? Have you taken online before? Just some real basic information. What's your interest in politics? Do you have any? By the way, you'll not be penalized if for not having interest in politics. There are times when I'm not interested in politics too sometimes. um, but what interests you about American government, possibly? Is there anything unique that you'd like to share about yourself? Just get a chance to humanize you too, like I want to humanize myself to you. Okay, so that's kind of what you'll do there. And then that's the end of week one. And Garfield pops up and says, "Hey, great job. You got through week one." And then the next part of week one and module one will come to chapter one. And that's basically gives you the objectives for chapter one. And then you're off and running. Okay. But what I'm looking for, particularly in here, and I'm going to go back to, actually, let me proceed a little bit ahead before I get digress for a moment. So here's your chapter 1. If you have the ebook, you can click in here and look at the ebook. If you don't worry, you'll probably have the real book. The PowerPoints are here, as I've said, for each chapter, so you'll see that laid out in there. And then, again, I'm just going to click next, even though you can go right to the module and see these things individually. And you also have the flashcards for each one. This is for the chapter, for this particular chapter. The flashcards are laid out for that chapter already. Okay. Let me back up out of here. I don't know why it doesn't have a next in there. Okay, so once you get to the flashcards, it should, let me go back to previous. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the module. So now we've gone through all of week 1, through all the time commitment, contacting me, end of week 1. Now you're ready to jump in the chapter, as I said before. Every week you'll have requirements of the discussion 1, and it's laid out in here. The quizzes are laid out in here. There are due dates for each thing. So like, for example, the quizzes I left open all the way to the very end. And even the discussions will be open to the very end, but you'll lose points if you don't do chapter 1 by the 18th. You'll start losing some points for not having it in on time, because if you're not having active dialogue with your classmates while things are going on, it becomes a problem. And then if you're trying to respond to something 3 weeks later, when it's like, you know, if you're trying to punish your dog for pooping on the floor 3 weeks after he did it or she did it, right? So don't do that. Try and stay as timely as you can with the things that are going on from week to week. If you're really having an issue, make sure you talk to me so I can help do what I can to support you in trying to get through the class. And once again, you can see everything is laid out kind of the same way. The ebooks, everything is laid out in a similar format. The video critiques, they are already up here at the top, and basically I leave them open all the way to the very end. So they're open from the beginning of the course all the way to the end of the course. So you can do them whenever you want. I didn't lay them out inside the modules themselves because they're open the entire time. Ordinarily, if I were doing something like that during the semester, I would break them down and have some, like, one would be due in week 4, one in week maybe 10, and one in week 12, and one in week 16 or something. But in this course, because it's so short, I just put them up here, and all you'll do is click on it to be able to submit it. And you can do that anytime you want. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester to do those things. So, you know, the only thing you cannot jump ahead on are the discussions. Everything else is open up from the beginning to the very end of the course. Okay. Well, I hope that I've answered enough things for you to get started. If there are any changes or nuances that I need to do, I will be doing them. In fact, what you will be seeing in here that you're not seeing right now is week to week, I'm going to introduce, once I load those chapter videos, and I'm still working on those, but I'll finish those today. I'm going to load them in here under videos, but then I'm going to move them into the weeks that they belong. So even though you can access them up here, when you're in your week, like week 1, you'll see the videos for week 1 in here. You'll see the video for week 2 here, for example. You'll see the videos loaded up for each chapters that'll be in each week. So just be aware of that. And that's it. So let's have a great 5 weeks. Give me your best. And if I can help at all, I look forward to it. And yeah, let's have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you all on Monday. All right. Have a good one. Oh, one last thing. Make sure just getting to know each other. I need that done in the first week, because if you're not there right away, I'll be dropping you. Okay. So please know that, because I have a lot of people trying to get in the class who can't get in. So, if you don't drop yourself, in fact, I would even say from day 1, try and get yourself in there, because I really do want to try and get people in who want to be in the class. And I've had, unfortunately, many times where people have not, and then they end up getting the grade they don't want in the class because they didn't bother to drop it. So please try and get that done. In fact, if possible, in the first couple of days. Okay. All right. Very good. I will see you on Monday. Have a great one.